Our topic for today is how to come across as authentic in your marketing materials. I think it's so important to be authentic in everything that you do. What is going to happen is if you aren't and you try to maybe be something that you're not, or not really be congruent in what you're showing and who you are, it's going to show. Time and time again, I've heard people say, I saw this therapist and then, I saw her website or I saw her Instagram and then I saw her in person and it was not the same and it just didn't feel right to me and I decided maybe to go to somebody else or, whatever the circumstances were. I think it's really important that we put as much of ourselves that we're comfortable with. Everybody's comfortable with a different level, but even as much of ourselves clinically in our website, on our social media, on whatever marketing that you do, and even when you go to networking events. I want you to really take some time to think about who you are as a clinician, who you are as a business owner, who you are as a person, and how that can be reflected in your marketing materials. Again, you may be comfortable sharing that maybe you're a parent and that you've had some other struggles with anxiety, and that might be really authentic to you and that might speak to your ideal client. So we always want to be thinking about our ideal client even when we're sharing, right? Maybe your ideal client would not like to know a lot of details about you, but they would like to know maybe where you graduated from. So there are certain things that I think are really important to put out there, but that I might not be your ideal client. And so you really want to always be thinking about your ideal client, but always thinking about how you can match what your ideal client is looking for and who you are as a clinician, as a person, and as a business owner. I think sometimes we forget to be a business owner when we're doing our marketing materials. We forget that we are trying to attract people not only to us as clinicians, but to us as business owners. That was a big shift I had to do, was to de-emphasize myself on my group practice so that people would start calling for other people in my group practice. And the way that I did that was just to really start to highlight some of the amazing things that clinicians were doing in our office. And I did that again in a way that was authentic to them. I used pictures that they were comfortable with. We're not like overly pushy when we do marketing things, like people to be super outside of their comfort zone. Like we don't make like a ton of TikTok videos out of our office. We don't make any, but we make a few. But a lot of people are not comfortable with that. And so we don't push that. So we've decided like, one thing that people are really comfortable with is giving quotes, giving information. And so we utilize a lot of Instagram and make a lot of infographics for Instagram because that's so in line with who our clinicians are and the work that we do. If all of the clinicians at my practice were really extroverted and really wanted to drum up a lot of business, like we would definitely be on TikTok, for instance, or we'd be doing Instagram reels all the time, or we'd be hosting like large scale networking events. Depending on how we could do that now with COVID and everything, but we would be doing more of that. So I want you to think about how you show up as a person, how you show up as a clinician, and how you show up as a business owner. And then I want you to take a look at your marketing materials. And are those things in alignment? Are you using pictures that you love of yourself, of your office, of the work that you do? Are you using language that is congruent to language that you use in your office? Are your blog posts about your services and the things that you utilize, like therapeutic techniques, for instance, or just is it too technical, but you're not really that technical of a clinician? So I really want you to start to think about how you can show up in your marketing materials, because I think the more authentic you are in your marketing, the more that you are going to attract a certain kind of client that is your ideal client. So I'm going to talk a little bit more about how to be authentic, but I want to take a moment to thank our sponsor, TherapyNotes. If you're looking for an electronic health record company that is really authentic, they have some of the most awesome people. You can pick up the phone, you can call them, you can get the help that you need. They can help troubleshoot it, they can just explain something. I want you to check out TherapyNotes. What's so great about TherapyNotes is they are a one-stop shop. You can do electronic health records, you can do your virtual sessions, you can bill insurance, you can bill credit cards, you could run reports. It is so easy to utilize, and I highly recommend using them. So going back to authentic marketing. So yourself, your business, and you as a clinician. Again, how is that represented? Are you going to networking events that you would really love to go to. So many times I've worked with introverts and they're like, I don't like going to networking events, but everybody tells me I need to go. No, I wouldn't go to networking events if you're an introvert and that is not in line with who you are, because then other people, you're going to meet other extroverts and they're going to want to meet for breakfast. They're going to want to meet for lunch. They're going to, want to have coffees like virtually. They're going to want to really connect on that level, which is great. That's how I connect with people. But it's not going to come across, for marketing. You will probably get clients, but you're not going to be happy. So I also want you to be happy with what you do. Do you like writing? If you like writing, write blog posts. Are you artistic in nature? And something like making infographics for Instagram is really in line with you. Are you an extroverted, outgoing person and you should absolutely be making like informational YouTube videos? Think about those kinds of things and think outside of the box and how you can use who you are to attract your ideal clients. I'm here most days answering your questions. Bye, everybody.